Welcome everyone to the meeting. Before we start, read out a statement. A remind members that the meeting has been recorded and the recording will be made available on the Bay of Plenty Regional Council website following the meeting. I also remind all present that local government decision making affords no protection to elected members, council officers and the public for comments made during meetings that are subsequently challenged in a court of law and determined to be slanderous. So with that, if I could then please ask Stace Tahiri to open the meeting with a karakia.
Tēnā tātou, tēnā i ngā rangatira, anō mai, haere mai. A me no tātou, whakataka hau ki te uru, whakataka hau ki te taonga, ke mā kene ki uta, ke mā taratara ki tai. I aki ana i a tākua, tio, puka, e hauhu, haumie, huie, tākua.
Thanks, Stace. Clinton, any housekeeping?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Good morning, members. Just a bit of housekeeping for this venue is if an evacuation is required, we go back out the doors you came, head left, out the front doors and assemble across the road. Just follow staff, they will lead you that direction. If you need facilities, they are back out the door to the right of reception, so reception can help you if you need there. The other sort of just reminder is around the mics. When we're talking, you can just press the button for green so that the recording also picks up the voices. And sort of just housekeeping to say at the end of the sessions, the workshop, you're all invited for a light lunch and a tour of the emergency centre upstairs on the 3rd floor. So it's just a plug up front. Thanks, Chair.
So my name is Russell George and I'm the chair of the KEG, and I will chair this meeting until you've elected your chair. So if we start with apologies, I have one apology here from Commission Chair Anne Tolley. Any further apologies? I can have a mover for the apologies, please. Chair. Thank you, Councillor Campbell, and seconded Mayor. Sorry. All those in favour? Aye. Carried. Thank you. There's been no public forum advised, no advised items not on the agenda. That we're going to move item 7, the confirmation for previous minutes, to after item 8.4. I ask if there's any declarations of conflict of interest. Thank you. And we have no advised public excluded business be transferred into the open. So then if we can move on, to the confirmation of the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee for the 2022-25 triennium. So if I take these individually, can I call for a mover and a seconder to receive the report? Thank you, Mayor Tanui, and a seconder. Thank you. All those in favour? Aye. Against? Carried. Okay, second recommendation around the confirming the membership. So that's as on page 19 with the inclusion of Deputy Mayor Leslie Imick as the Whakatane alternate and the Western Bay District Council alternate still to be advised. Thank you. So can I call for a mover and a second of that, please?
So moved, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Campbell, and a seconder, please. Thank you, Mayor Moore. All those in favour, aye? Aye. Against? Carried. The next item is to confirm the voting system to elect the chair. Page 20 of the report, the recommendation is voting system B. So can I call for a mover?
System B.
Yeah, and a seconder, please.
A second.
Thank you. All those in favour? Aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. So now I'd like to call for nominations for the position of the new chairperson for the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee.
I'd like to. Sorry, I'd like to nominate Mayor Bailey.
Seconder for that. Thank you. Any other nominations? No. So then I'll call for a mover and a seconder to elect Mayor Tunui as the chairperson of the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee for the 2022-25 Local Authority Training. Seconded Mayor Luca. All those in favour, say aye.
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you. Yes, Louis, and hand the meeting over to her.
It's the first time someone gets to me on a copy. Have you done it?
Just taking a moment, team, getting ourselves organised up here so we're on the same page. Very good. Kia ora tātou, and thank you so much for the nomination. Always a great believer that we have some great work to do in terms of giving our whānau and people of the Bay of Plenty assurance when we do have events that impact on us through the civil defence, and I just want to thank you for your support, and we'll look to fellow mayors, chairs and regional councillors for their support as we go through our mahi. Kia ora tātou. So just turning to page, please, it's referencing in our agenda 19 and 20. If we can move on to the agenda item, please, for the election of a deputy chairperson for our civil defence emergency management Bay of Plenty. A call for nominations for the position of the new deputy chair for the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee for 2022 to 25 for the local authority triennium.
I'd be happy to move Mayor James Denyer.
A nomination for Mayor James Denyer, moved by Mayor Tapsell. Do I have a seconder? I have seconded by Mayor Moore. Thank you. We have one nomination. Do we have any other nominations? The deputy chairperson. No, and if there are none, I'll close the nominations. And as it is the only nomination on the floor, we will appoint Mayor James Denyer of Western Bay of Plenty as the deputy chairperson for civil defence for 2022 to 25. Congratulations, Mayor Denyer. Thank you. Thank you, Miranda. Just go for that. Sorry, say again.
Seconder for the motion.
Can I have a formal mover for the motion, please, for Mayor Denyer? Beyond the nomination, moved by Mayor Tapsell, seconded by Mayor Moore. Are we good, Miranda? Very good. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? The motion is carried. Congratulations, Mayor Denyer. Thank you. Right. Moving on. And on page 21 of our agenda, Police Committee, the adoption of our standing orders. It is recommended that the Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee adopts the Bay of Plenty Regional Council Toi Moana, lots of acronyms in here, Bay of Plenty Regional Council standing orders for the 2022 to 25 triennium as appended to the report as attachment 2. Can I call for a mover and a seconder for standing orders? Moved by Mayor Denia. Do I have a seconder? Seconded, do I have an alternate?
If that's the vote to move on.
Yes, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sandra Kaifong. Kaifong. We've got to get that right. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I have a mover and a seconder. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, standing orders, the motion is carried. Back to page 19, team, in our agenda. For the 2023 meeting dates is recommendation 7. I have dates of Friday the 31st of March 23, Friday the 30th of June 23, 29th of September 2023, and Friday the 15th of December 2023. Do I have a mover for meeting dates? Signed Deputy Mayor Kaifong, Deputy Mayor Leslie Imick. All those are seconded by Deputy Mayor Leslie Imick for Whakatane Council. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Meeting dates, the motion is carried.
Excuse me, Chair, can I just make a point for information for the members? So the joint committee has got 7 members, 7 councillors. So each council does have 1 vote when it comes to vote. So if the alternate is in the room, we will take that as the council voting for that recommendation.
Thank you for that. We're clear with the 1 vote per council members? Thank you for that, Miranda.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Madam Chair, just to clarify that, if the alternate's in the room, is the alternate able to vote?
If it's the joint view of Whakatane, so you'll be voting on behalf of Whakatane, we'll just need a nod from the main member to say that's.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Emick. Moving on to dashboard page 119 and agenda item 8.2, the Bay of Plenty Annual Plan Dashboard as at the 5th of December 2022. And I myself am going to race across to page 119 so I can see what we're discussing. Mr. Norday Clinton is the author of our report. We're in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. For members' information, the dashboard reporting had been implemented a while back, and what this does, it gives you a very high-level dashboard of the annual plan activities. So the annual plan approved by the Joint Committee is tracked through the dashboard and presented at each of the executive group meetings and this meeting. The intent is to provide you an overview of how things are tracking. The expectation, though, is that members, when you attend this meeting, you've been briefed by your staff and your executive as to your specific areas, key activities. So, for example, if the activities, you want to know about the activities that Hauriki Council's running, then your staff will have briefed you what that looks like and why things are, as we take that example, green is on track, blue is completed, and yellow is tracking with minor issues. So that's pretty much what the summary is. And then if you turn the page as well, emergency management Bay of Plenty's activities are there. This is aligned with the partnership agreement. So the role of city and district councils, the regional council, and the group.
Thank you for that, Director Norday. Do I have any comments or questions, points of clarification from committee members at all about our dashboard? About our former committee, I'm Mayor Denia, former Mayor Webber was a great fan of the dashboard, so we could just see across everything all at the same time and just get a sense of where things were moving, tracking, and where we needed extra support. and we laid out in each of our councils. So if there are no questions, can I call for a mover to receive the report? Moved by Mayor Luka from Whakatane. Do I have a seconder? Seconder, Mayor Moore from Opotiki. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
And those against? The item is carried. Over to page 123 in our agenda, committee members. The Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Controller appointments, very important appointments indeed when they're needed. Director Norday, we're back in your hands, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This report brings to the members one of the key functions of this committee, which is appointing controllers or recovery managers who hold statutory appointments. And the report here is requesting this committee to appoint Kerry Little from Western Bay of Plenty District Council as a local controller. Kerry will be replacing Philip Mortelli, who's retired from the council. So we're rescinding Philip and appointing Kerry to replace him. And then Tauranga City Council have requested us to appoint Sarah Undinson from Tauranga City Council as a local controller. Sarah was previously a group controller when she was with the regional council. So it's a bit of a move across to the local environment. I support all these recommendations for appointment as controllers. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Director
To move
Norday.
recommendations 1 to 4.
So moved, all recommendations 1 to 4, moved by Mayor Denia, seconded by Mayor Luka. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? The item is carried. Thank you, committee. Moving on to agenda item 8.4, the National Emergency Management Agency update. Forgive me, committee. We have Lily Folds. Have I pronounced that correctly, Lily? That is going to give us a presentation. Lily, we're in your hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Kia ora tātou, ko Lily Folds aho, e uri aho, no ngā puhi me tūhoi hoki. Nice to meet you all. I am the Regional Advisor on behalf of the National Emergency Management Agency. So I'm basically the conduit between the national agency and the group level. I have provided a written update in the report and I will take that as read. If there are any questions, I'm happy to take those. Thank you, Chair.
Lily, thank you, Ms. Folds. Do I have any questions from the committee members or any updates, Lily, from what has been already shared? We have no further updates. If there are no questions, can I call for a mover for the report? Moved enthusiastically by Mayor Moore, seconded by Mayor Denia. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against? The item is carried. If I may please, committee members, return to agenda item 7, which is back on page 6. Nothing matches, everything's different. But returning to the Bay of Plenty Civil Defence Emergency Management Group Joint Committee meeting minutes. For the meeting that was held on Friday, the 23rd of September 2022. We'll take the report as read, and I see that there are only 2 people in the room who were present at the previous meeting. Can I call for a mover?
Yes, Chair, I'd like to move those minutes, please, if I may.
Thank you for that, Councillor Campbell. I'm happy to second the minutes from the previous meeting. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the item is carried. So like a fast horse race team, we've come to the conclusion and end of our hui. Thank you all for your bidding. With the gift of sight, we can see that it has been raining and it is very wet out in our Bay of Plenty area at the moment. We have high hopes that that will let up. We have some very high rivers that I got to see every single one on the trip over from Kawerau this morning. And look, as we go home, let's hope that the weather is kinder to us, look after each other for Christmas. And we do have a workshop at the conclusion of our formal meeting. Can I please invite back Stace Tahana? Would you please come and close our hui with karakia? Thank you.
Kia ora, Chair. Mi ora tātou. Kia tau, kia tātou katoa. Te atu whai o tātou ariki a ihu kraiti, me te aroha o te atua, me te whiwhi nā takitanga, ki te wairua tapu, ake. Amen.
Thank you, Stace. Our meeting is closed at 10:28 a.m.